Hey there, everyone. We're back a couple days into May because I haven't had a moment to myself, but we do have a couple video games picked up over the past month or so to go over. Going into the next couple of months might be a little bit slower. We'll see what happens, but obviously more like the biggest commitment purchase that I made for video games was, of course, that I got my Switch 2 pre-order in, so that'll be June 5th. So might not have too much going on over the course of May. Also, Magic takes a lot. And going forward, too, I don't know if, other than, like, retro stuff, things going forward into the next generation, if games aren't going to be on the games themselves, on the cartridges or discs or anything, then that'll pull me back from wanting to collect stuff as much. So we'll see what the future holds and stuff, but I've just been thinking about that a lot. I know game key cards are going to be more of a thing, and I don't like it. And I'm not going to stop playing games, but I'm going to stop being a physical collector as much if that's the way that we have to go for all my resistance to it. Anyway, as I bring out my first item of the month, which of course has no physical game in it, however, it does have something quite nice that I only paid like $25 for this and got a bunch of stuff. Download codes to things that I already had. But this is the Doom Anthology with a little... I just really liked it. It was a very small collector's edition with a cool thing in it. This is the little BFG replica in it. It's like a 5-inch replica with a little stand. And it does come with download, so when you consider, $25, I got this. I got the download for Doom Eternal, was probably the biggest thing because I already own Doom Eternal for PS4, but I wanted to play it again and have access to it on Switch, even though it's a massive download that took up so much space. I was a little bummed. Obviously, I didn't really expect it, but it didn't come as like individual download codes that I could give away to people. So I did get a bit of a redundant for Doom 2, Doom 64, which I had physical already. So I have that digital copy as well. Doom 3, which I have the other, previous best edition of, for the Xbox. And Doom 2016, which I also have physical, so, I have that access to that digitally, but it's also a huge download that I don't want to take up all that space on. And Doom Eternal, which I actually tried to play again. It keeps crashing at the same point for me, so I have to see what that's about. But, it comes with this, and it comes with a Steelbook. It was pretty nice. It was not much. It wasn't a whole lot, so I was... on the fence about if I wanted to bother paying for it, but $25 for this, and the Doom Eternal download basically wasn't bad. Where are we at here? We got a Vita game, believe it or not. I can't remember the last time I bought a Vita game, but this is Freedom Wars, one of the handful of really good exclusives. It's like a little bit of strategy, action strategy type of game, not overly, JRPG-ish about anything. Although it is developed by Dimps. Dimps, the digital, not digital. Where am I today? Dimps did Sonic Advance games and stuff. Really, really good stuff. And this is a bit of a cult classic on the Vita. I believe there's going to be a remaster of this of some kind. But this is not a particularly expensive Vita game as far as exclusives and stuff goes, so I always meant to pick this up eventually, and I did. We got some other Switch games here. 3 of these games came today because there was a good sale on Amazon the past week that should still be going on when I do this video, so I'll mention this and 2 of the other games. On Amazon, it's a lot of some of the limited run stuff, nothing too crazy, nothing too, sought after for that stuff, that's why it's going on sale. But one of those games was VirtuaVerse, which I had my eye on for a while. This is a pixel arty, point-and-click adventure with a cyberpunk theme. I always heard good things about it. I could never really pull the trigger on it because I didn't really have any, IP or anything associated with it. I just knew it got a limited run release. It was pretty highly regarded, but I think this was like $15 now, so not every limited run release holds its value, and I'm glad I held out. Speaking of not so much not having an IP, but having an IP that, doesn't really sell things, even if you do a good game with it, this is Yars Rising. WayForward made this. It's a Metroidvania based on, the Yars franchise, the old Yars franchise from Howard Scott Warshaw. That sort of a thing that Atari doesn't have a whole lot to go on, but they try to make something out of. It's supposed to be really good though. It's WayForward. WayForward does great stuff with 2D, old school type of games. It's got like a story. It's got like some stealth to it. Not all stuff I'm like super interested in or like have really high expectations, but it's supposed to be a lot of fun. So I think that was also like $15. And I didn't even realize how many Monkey Ball games there are anymore. I feel like I've lost track of them so easily, but they keep doing them with these like slipcovers and art books, and I'm like, oh yay, I want a thing that looks nice. So this is Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble, and I was like, oh, Rumble, did they make like a battle royale? And maybe, I don't know, I can't tell, but there's a lot of stages. I mean, it looks like it has regular Monkey Ball gameplay as well. Has a lot going on, and I think I paid like $12 for this, so you can get this pretty cheap online, sealed slipcover version with the book in it. So I'm cool with that. It's Monkey Ball, good stuff. Just one PS4 game. I think I got this on Woot on sale, and it's a PS4 game that will have an upgrade on PS5 too. This is Armored Core 6. I've never really gotten into the Armored Core games, but being a very highly touted franchise that people really celebrated the return of, and a new game in the franchise went over pretty well. By From Software, so I have a certain expectation of like, maybe this is too much for me. That's why I never wanted to pick it up previously. But for like $15, something that was supposed to be really good, I was like, yeah, I'll give this a try. Maybe at some point. Yeah, Armored Core 6. And you know what? Armored Core games always kind of regain their value down the line, so even then, probably not a bad pickup. Speaking of From Software games, because I did so well with, oh my god, what's the name of the first game? Fallen Order, that's what it's called. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I did want to pick this up sooner rather than later, especially because it's by Respawn. Jedi Survivor, direct follow-up to Fallen Order, which was, it was a really good game. I just did very, very poorly with it because I didn't realize how close to a Souls game it was going to be, basically. But yeah, more Cal Kestis story, Jedi Survivor. This is going for like $20 now, so I didn't mind picking this up right now. Very few things can get me to really care about Star Wars going forward. And video games that are highly regarded, even as they tell original stories, is definitely one of them. And don't try to do live service bullshit, anything like that. These other two games, the last two games for the day, these are games that I received today because they were on sale from Amazon. This was $11. Forspoken, another Square Enix. I give my props to Square Enix because they are trying to publish some original IPs in this modern era, and not a lot of people are doing that. And even if they don't go over well, this game or Scarlet Nexus, I do give them props for fucking trying. I heard Forspoken wasn't great. It was like a 6.5 type of game. People thought this character was really annoying, but I don't know who was saying that specifically without doing more research, and I don't really want to. Is she annoying because she's a woman who talks? Who knows? So it's an adventure game with magic and parkour and shit, so give that a try. And lastly, Catan. This is Settlers of Catan, console edition Super Deluxe, and I'd actually been holding out on this. I wanted to, try Catan without having to, buy a game for a long time, because I've always heard good things about it. And even though this is published by Maximum, which gives me pause when I see it, their name's not on the front, but it's on the back. Catan, I was holding out for Switch, because I thought that might be the better way to play it, but also, this version seems to have some Jackbox-style multiplayer option, where you can, use your phone to play it with people in the same room. So, yeah, probably a good call to actually get it on PS5 anyway. And again, this was $12 on Amazon. So another PS5 game I picked up pretty cheap. Probably worth a try. Something I'd had my eye on for a while. So that is everything for this month. We'll see what the Switch 2 launch brings us, and if that actually makes me buy physical games going forward, or if we have to change our approach to that. But retro games will always be a thing for me, as I still maintain that I'm going to... I mean, for retro games, I feel like I'm going to collect a lot more, and always have been. But, yeah, some fun stuff in here. And, I don't know, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming checking in. N64, I just put up Mario Kart 64 last week. I haven't really been playing anything this week, because like I said, I've been absolutely swamped this week. So I'll probably pull something out of the backlog for my next post in the coming week or week and a half. I'll figure out some sort of big project to undertake while I do that. I might get like an hour or two in today, who knows. But yeah, thank you so much, and see ya.